Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for the serenade by these chickens right here behind me. They've been following me around ever since I pulled into town here. I'm actually in Matoaka, West Virginia today. We are in coal country, and today I want to make my way from Matoaka up to Itmann, West Virginia. They have a company store from the old coal companies that was here in the area, and I want to go up there and check it out. I know recently, I think I read online, that it has recently been sold. It is on the National Register of Historic Places. So I've always been very fascinated with West Virginia and their kind of a legacy of coal mining, their history. I grew up in an area where quite a few of my friends was from West Virginia. A lot of their families moved to North Carolina back in the late 80s and early 90s. And had many conversations with them about West Virginia and coal mining and how hard it was and why they moved to North Carolina. I remember a little running joke. Most of my friends at the time was from West Virginia, or I worked with them in some way. And I said, hey, why do so many of you guys end up here in North Carolina? And they said, and I quote, "That's as far as a tank of gas will get us." Now, they was from McDowell County. Today I'm in Mercer County, and it's just like a neighboring county, ain't too far away. But I'm going to kind of start my video off here in Matoaka, kind of look around. This was a huge coal mining area, and we're just going to kind of look at this, look at the town. It's kind of sad when I drove in the town just to see how abandoned it is. I think there's less than 200 people that lives here in Matoaka. So let's kind of walk around a little bit, check some stuff out, and then we're going to make our way on up toward Itmann with a few stops along the way probably. Thank you for joining me today also. I really appreciate it. And right here is Blankenship's Garage, Qualified Mechanics. And right across from there is the Mercer County Sheriff Department Matoaka Substation. So right there is your lawman here in town. Have an antique store right here. We're gonna make our way down the road here close to this bridge, because I think this brick structure right here on the other side of this post office is the old bank, the old Matoaka Bank. So let's walk down there and take a look at that. And right here is the Matoaka post office, but look at this building back here, this old structure. Looks like a church of some type. Has like that steeple up there. Wow. That is epic looking. That is so awesome. All right, this area right here, this was the old bank right here in Matoaka. That's another cool looking building, really nice design. Check out that fire escape there on the side of the building. As I walk through the town, the chickens stop following me. But they just kind of hang out in this little grass area here in the community. They have a blessing box right here. Looks like they have some food and a drink in there from Biscuit World. And look at this area here. Look at these buildings. I mean, they're just rotten. Just everything's abandoned. Look at that. Wonder what kind of store this used to be. You look down at something like the tile. Whew. That is crazy. And this is the other side of the same building. Then you look at this ghost sign right here on the side of the wall. 5 and 10 cents. All right, that's just my little walk around here in Matoaka. Now let's get on up the road a little piece, see what else we can see. And we do want to say so long to the chickens. All right, now we have left Mercer County and moved over into Wyoming County, getting close to a place called Bud's. And this is a beautiful country, very winding roads, but absolutely gorgeous countryside here in West Virginia. All right, now we're coming into an area called Garwood. As you can see, this train trestle we're about to pass beneath right up here. Not seeing a whole lot of train tracks on our drive down the hills, but hopefully as we get closer to Itmann, we'll see more of them, because the train tracks were really important back in the day when they was doing their coal mining, because that's how they transported the coal out of these hills. Alright, as we cross this bridge right here, you look off to the right and the left, you can see a lot of train tracks coming together. This is all from the coal mining industry. I read online at one time this was a lot more tracks here. They've actually taken up quite a few of them, but it just goes to show you the intersection of train tracks here is pretty phenomenal. From all different areas around the state, everything kind of coming in right here to this one spot. Looks pretty neat. So as we travel ever so much closer to Itmann, you start seeing these houses on the side of the road. This is like what they call a coal town or coal camp style housing. So you'll have the worker houses, and then as you get closer into the interior parts of the town, you'll start seeing more of the big houses. That's the boss houses, or the supervisor homes. And then once we get inside of Itmann itself, we come to the Itmann Company store, and we're going to talk about that once we get there. It's very interesting how that store worked back when it first opened. So here we are in Itmann, West Virginia. Here on this placard, it's talking about the Pocahontas Fuel Company coal mining town. It says 1916, named for Isaac T. Mann, which the T stands for Thomas. I read online, it's actually Isaac Thomas Mann, and that's where the name Itmann comes from. It just shortened up the I-T and then Mann. He spelled Mann M-A-N-N. Says an Italian stonemason built large company store, which is the company store we're going to look at here in a second. It has office buildings. It says 1923 to 25 on plans of Alex Mahood, a noted West Virginian architect, actually designed this building. So that's pretty cool. And it was placed on the National Register in 1990. The Ritter Lumber Company shipped 200 ready-made company houses on N and W, I guess that's North and West and Virginian, and erected here. Don't really know. That's very strangely written. Mine's 125,000 tons of coal, I'm thinking, in 1919 led the county. It said it closed in 1928 to 49 and then operated again until 1986. All right. So that's a very strange written placard, but we made it through it. I think we know the gist of it. So this here is the old abandoned Itmann Company store. Really cool place. I'm glad it's on the National Historic Register places. Pretty awesome. So, hey, what are we waiting on? Let's go ahead and get started. And welcome to Itmann. A lot of four-wheelers just rode through here. I think ATVing is their new thing up in this area to make a little bit of money. So, because there's a lot of, since the coal mining companies left these places, so, this whole road, we went through Buds today. We was in Matoaka. And a lot of these places, unfortunately, are just abandoned, because pretty much 90% of their jobs left town when the coal companies left. It was a booming place, a lot of work, a lot of immigrants in these parts working hand in hand. And then all of a sudden, it just ended in one foul swoop. And that's why these towns shrunk in population. And people has to find other ways to put bread on the table. And the ATV, this is mountainous country, beautiful country up here. I can see why people like coming up here to ride ATVs and side-by-sides. It is an amazing countryside. So some of the gentlemen that was here on their four-wheelers, they was parking in here, I guess, like taking a little breather from all their travels. But just look at this store. Look at this place. There's a lot of windows broken. But just look at the stonework and how this place looks. You know what this kind of feels like? Feels like a prison camp. Just a little bit. Oh man, that's a little freaky. That is eerie as heck right there. It's like there's a stuffed animal right there on that bar. How crazy is that? All right, I want to walk up here and see why there's a stuffed animal on this bench. Look at this place. This right here was it says, can you see it right there? It says U.S. Post Office. So this store had a little bit of everything here because the coal company built it for their workers. So they would actually pay you, I read online, and I've seen some other videos that talked about this. They would pay people on what they call scripts. And it was kind of crazy. When you got paid by scripts for your work for the week, you could come here and spend their money, but you could not go anywhere else and spend it. It was only good in this store. And this here would have been the innards of the post office area, I guess, or maybe this side was a bank. I don't know. Look at all these windows. It's like little teller windows almost. You know what I mean? Very, very interesting. Very well built. This place is solid, man. This floor, it's like tile. Yeah, this is cool. And a little creepy. And right here they have, you have your John, your toilet. There's a breaker box in here. Sounds like some ATVs have made it back. Look at this. Should we go up these creepy steps with the paint peeling? Why not? Hey, we drove all the way up here. You might as well walk around and check this place out. Yeah, this place is awesome. Really, really neat. Look at this room. It had like a lime color paint on it. Paint's just peeling off the walls. We're up here in this like corner room. We got two windows right here where you can look out. Pretty awesome. The guys on the ATVs are just having a good old time. They're revving it, doing donuts and stuff. But I was told a very sad story. It wasn't bad enough that the coal companies paid their employees in scripts. And let's get something straight here. The coal companies was not the only ones paying people in scripts. Because even back in North Carolina, I did a video maybe a year and a half ago at the old Henry River Mill. That's where they filmed the movie Hunger Games. I made a video there about that place and showed the abandoned homes and stuff there. And they used to do the same thing. This was not the first time I heard a story about people being paid in scripts. Now they might have named it something a little bit different down there, but it was the same thing. They had a company store there and you could only use your currency from work in that said store. You couldn't go elsewhere and use it. It was no good. So they really had you pinned down to what they wanted you to do. You know, they had their store with their foods and items and stuff. Your money was only good there. They provided the housing for you. And the really bad thing about the story I seen online and even on YouTube and in another video I was watching before I came up here, there was actually a woman that told a story right out here in front of this Itmann store about how the wives, if your husband was killed in the coal mine, you had only a week to either remarry to another coal miner to stay in that housing. If you did not, 1 week later, the coal company would actually take your belongings, move it to the city limit, kick you out to make room for another coal miner and his family to come in. Whoa, that is crazy. But I've heard that in more than one spot. I think there's a lot of fact to that. But when I tell that story, that dates back into the early 1900s. It wasn't more recent. So just a little story to share with you there. That kind of blew my mind. All right. That was kind of a quick little run through on the post office side and possibly bank. Those Taylor windows kind of remind me of the bank a little bit. Oh, right here is that stuffed animal. Yeah, that was a little bit creepy when I was right down there when we first got here, and I looked up and I seen a stuffed animal kind of hanging on. It's a little haunting. You know, it is the month of ghouls, Halloween. Yeah, you see where my mind is. Maybe I've been watching too many scary movies. All right, I made it to the opposite side. I do not see any signage of any type over here to tell me what this side of the store possibly would have been. Maybe this is the actually where you would do your shopping, like all your groceries and things like that. Maybe that's what went on here in this side. A lot of broken glass. Broken glass galore, actually. This place is mighty sketchy. I mean, look at that ceiling up there. Maybe that was a light fixture that's hanging down right there. Everything's got a ton of rust on it. There's like some old filing cabinets over here. Look at that. Check that out. Holy crap. Dang. Yeah, so I would totally imagine this here would have been the store side where you would go buy goods, food, items like that. This is a big open space. I could totally see these lights overhead being the aisleways, and you have your food kind of lined up along with these light fixtures, possibly like this, all the way down through here. Oh my gosh, check this out. Look at this. Do you know what this is, my friends? If you said elevator, you would be correct. Look at that. Look at that elevator shaft. It's still got the wires, the harnesses up in there. This thing ain't worked in a while. I think this place closed back in the 80s, possibly, give or take. So at least 30 plus years, 35 years. That is wild. There's another bathroom. That toilet is done. Absolutely exploded. Somebody exploded that thing. Ate too many hot wings, didn't they? I have no idea. And this could have been possibly like a warehouse area where they stored some stuff. Come out here on the back. They have a dock right here where you could unload. All right. Well, we come this far. There's some more steps here, so let's progress up here. One thing about these steps, they have a lot of dirt packed on them. Ooh, and we got another flight of steps. Make our way up here. And wow, this is a huge open room. We have another bathroom and another big room right here also. But look at this open place. I guess this is the part 1B of the store, the upper level. Because right here is where the elevator ascended to. And there's the top of the elevator. How weird is that? There's like looks like a sink and a mattress that somebody tossed down there. And right there is the pulley mechanism for the elevator. Of course, when you go to abandoned places, you're always going to find a little graffiti. Open your mind. That's what that says. G59 for life. I was going to say somebody, when I first looked over here and I saw that for life, I thought it was going to say NWO for life, but I was incorrect. NWO for life. The old WCW days of wrestling. Really enjoyed that quite a bit. Man, you're up here. Pretty dang cool. All right, my friends, let's head back down, shall we? All right, my friends, that will pretty much do it for me today. I set out to go see the old Itmann store, the Coal Mine Company store, and I did it. And I gotta say, it's pretty daggone epic. I don't know who bought this place, but I hope they do something with it. I love to see them fix this place up, give it a little bit of a facelift, a little TLC, maybe even make it into like some kind of little museum about this community and the surrounding areas and how the coal mine worked. Like, you know, to educate people. I'm from North Carolina. I didn't really know a whole lot about coal mining. Still don't know a lot about it, other than what my friends tell me that moved from West Virginia to North Carolina and kind of filled me in throughout my life working side by side with them. That's the little bit I know. That's where I mostly learned it from. So that's pretty much it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. If you enjoyed today's content, as always, please give me a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you have anything to add to the whole coal mining thing, if you know anything about the Itmann store, any backstory or history, definitely put it in the comment section down below. Love to hear from you. Until next time, friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I'll see you in my next adventure. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all again soon.